Hello, Jays Nation. Welcome back to your go-to channel, the Toronto Blue Jays News Network. Today we have 3 jam-packed updates about our Blue Army, which have just come to notice a few hours ago. So if you are a true Jays fan, you do not want to miss these updates. And yes, before we start the video, I request that if you are new to the channel, then do not forget to like and subscribe so that you can stay in the loop with everything happening with our defending World Series champions. So let's dive right into our first big story of the day. Update 1. From the Nationals to the North, Jays sign intriguing catcher with MLB bloodlines. Let us dive right into our first story of the day. We are looking at a very interesting depth move that might have flown under the radar for many of you. But, as we know, championship teams are built on depth. The Blue Jays have officially acquired a veteran backstop who has a fascinating backstory. We are talking about catcher C.J. Stubbs. After getting just a small taste of Major League Baseball action with the Washington Nationals last season, Stubbs has a new goal in mind: to make it back to the big leagues, but this time wearing the Blue Jays uniform. Now, let us look at the details. According to the transactions log on his official roster page, Stubbs has signed a minor league contract with the Blue Jays as of this past Tuesday. He has been initially assigned to the AAA Buffalo Bisons, but folks, do not write him off just yet. That assignment could easily change depending on how he performs during spring training. Stubbs is 29 years old, and his journey here has been a bit of a roller coaster. He actually made his Major League Baseball debut back on September 1st with the Washington Nationals. In that debut, he went 0 for 3 at the plate, but he did help secure a victory over the Miami Marlins behind the dish. However, the business of baseball can be tough. He was optioned to AAA the very next day, and by the end of October, he was waived and outrighted off the 40-man roster. But here is where it gets interesting for us. Rather than accepting an assignment to stay in the Nationals minor league system, Stubbs elected free agency. He chose to bet on himself, and he chose to come from the last place Nationals to the first place Toronto Blue Jays. That says a lot about the culture we have built here in Toronto. Analyzing his performance last year, it was truly an odd season. When he played 33 games in AAA, he was actually quite good, posting a .798 on-base plus slugging percentage. However, in 42 games at the AA level, his on-base plus slugging plummeted to a brutal .479. Scouts generally describe him as a hitter who strikes out a bit too much and does not hit for a high average, but he provides some serious thump for a catcher. We are talking about 72 minor league home runs across 481 games. That is legitimate power potential from the catching position. Another fun fact for you trivia lovers: C.J. Stubbs has an older brother, Garrett Stubbs, who has played 197 Major League Baseball games for the Houston Astros and Philadelphia Phillies. So, the baseball pedigree is definitely there in the family bloodline. Now, where does he fit in our squad? We know that no one is taking all-star Alejandro Kirk's starting job. Kirk is our guy. But the backup role? That is a battle. Stubbs will have to beat out Tyler Heineman and AAA backstop Brandon Valenzuela. Remember, Heineman was a minor league journeyman for most of his career before breaking out in his age 34 season last year. So, the door is not closed. Stubbs is here to compete and potentially step up if someone gets hurt. It is a classic low-risk, high-reward signing by the front office. Update 2. Global reinforcement. Jays signed former Red Sox and Korean League hurler. Moving right along to our second update, we are shifting our focus from behind the plate to the pitching mound. As we all know, you can never have enough pitching, especially when you are looking to defend the title. The Toronto Blue Jays have added to their pitching depth this week with a very interesting low-cost signing. The new free agent addition is right-handed pitcher Connor Seabold, according to reports from Brendan Campbell. Now, if that name sounds familiar, it is because Seabold has been all over the baseball map. He has spent time in the organizations of the Philadelphia Phillies, Boston Red Sox, Colorado Rockies, Tampa Bay Rays, and the Atlanta Braves. Whew, that is a lot of jerseys, folks. Let us break down his recent performance because it tells a story of a guy searching for his spot. He most recently pitched in the major leagues for Atlanta in the 2025 season. To be honest, it was a rough patch there. He put up a 9.82 earned run average in just 4 appearances. However, he also pitched 3 games for the Tampa Bay Rays in 2025 where he looked much sharper, posting a stellar 1.35 earned run average. But here is a fascinating twist to his resume. He actually spent the entire 2024 season overseas in the Korea Baseball Organization, and he was solid there. That lone year in Korea yielded a very respectable 3.43 earned run average. Before his Asian adventure, he pitched for the Rockies in 2023, struggling a bit with a 7.52 earned run average in 27 outings. And some of you might remember him from 2021 and 2022 when he was with our division rivals, the Boston Red Sox. When you look at the big picture, Seabold has a career 7.79 earned run average at the Major League Baseball level. I know, that number might scare some of you, but in the minor leagues, he has been much more consistent with a 4.16 earned run average. Scouting-wise, he strikes out 7.3 batters per 9 innings at the major league level and walks 3.3 batters per 9 innings. So, what is the verdict here for us? He will likely just be some solid minor league depth for the Blue Jays to start. But as we know, in a long 162-game season, having a guy with major league experience stashed in Buffalo is a luxury. Maybe he will get a few Major League Baseball innings here and there for Toronto if we need to save the bullpen or cover a spot start. It is another smart, low-risk move by the front office to ensure we are covered from all angles.
Update 3. Championship hero departs. Domínguez heads to the Windy City. Now for our final and perhaps most impactful story of the day. This one stings a little bit, Jays Nation. We are talking about a key piece of our bullpen puzzle that helped us lift that World Series trophy just a few months ago. The Blue Jays bullpen has taken a significant hit as top reliever Seranthony Domínguez is heading to the Chicago White Sox. Let us rewind for a second to appreciate what he did. Remember the start of the 2025 season? The team looked far different from the squad everyone was cheering on during the World Series parade. We were sitting under .500 at the end of May, and let's be honest, our kryptonite at the time was the bullpen. That is when General Manager Ross Atkins made a few crucial moves to beef up the depth. The biggest one came at the trade deadline when we acquired Domínguez from the Baltimore Orioles. He might not have been here for the full season, but boy did he make an impact. Domínguez and the Chicago White Sox have come to terms on a 2-year contract, according to ESPN's Jeff Passan. This makes the White Sox his 4th team since making his debut in 2018 with the Phillies. We cannot take this loss lightly. Domínguez came through for us down the stretch. Toronto ended up winning the division, the pennant, and a trip to the Fall Classic with an all-around team effort, and he was a huge part of that. In the 24 regular season games he pitched for Toronto, he allowed only 7 earned runs while posting an earned run average of 3.00. He also racked up 25 strikeouts in only 21 innings pitched. And let us not forget, he pitched in another 12 games during our postseason run. The Blue Jays would have absolutely liked to have him back. With his late departure, the front office will be scrambling to add more depth because, as we know, it never hurts to have an extra arm. However, it is not all bad news for our 2026 bullpen. We have to remember one of the most notable additions the Blue Jays made this offseason: the acquisition of Tyler Rogers. Last season, Rogers was lights out, finishing the year with a sub 2.00 earned run average and a 0.94 walks plus hits per inning pitched. So, while we lose Seranthony, we gain a unique weapon in Rogers. So, there you have it, Jays Nation. 3 major updates in one day. We have a new catcher with power potential in CJ Stubbs, pitching depth with Seabold, and we bid farewell to a World Series champion in Seranthony Domínguez while looking forward to the Tyler Rogers era. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these moves excites you the most? And are you worried about the bullpen losing Domínguez? Or do you think Tyler Rogers is the perfect replacement? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. If you enjoyed this update, please smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow. And if you have not already, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a breaking story about our Toronto Blue Jays. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay passionate, and as always, let's go Jays.